and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
Today
Bob.
we are going to provide you with a secret to the best hamstring exercises that you can do at home. And it's also going to help you prevent hamstring injuries.
Right.
Which is very important because you see that a lot in the weekend athlete.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who's running to first base is sprinting, right after he drank his beer in the beer league. And all of a sudden he's going like this, pulling up. So don't want that to happen.
Right. As well as high level. I remember Barry Sanders distinctly. He's just running, and there he goes. Down he goes to the hamstring just like that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you're going to want to join us on our social media channels, especially Instagram and Facebook, Bob and Brad.
There you go.
Because by the time this video goes up, we're going to have 1 million subscribers already.
I'm thinking by the end of the day.
And I haven't talked to you about this yet, Brad, but I'm thinking we might just do giveaways every Sunday for a year.
Oh, Bob. Why, Bob? Why?
It's just because we got so many people that want to give away stuff. We're like, we'll help them.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
All right, let's get started, Brad.
Okay, so hamstrings, like we mentioned, very commonly injured. And the unique thing about the hamstring muscle, it's biarticulate.
Right, that means it crosses two joints.
Right, so not only does it make your knee bend, but it also makes your hip extend.
Extend is this way, or like you said, going up this way.
So it's one of those things you could study it for a long time and try and figure which joint it's going to work more and whatever, but we don't want to talk about that. We just want to get to the strength.
By the way, and I just read this, Brad, I don't know if you knew this, did you know biarticular joints are more likely to tear?
Oh, really?
Be injured. Yes, they are.
Well, that helps explain it.
So, yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
So one of my favorite ways to do hamstring strengthening is none other than the ball.
Right.
I call it the beauty of the ball as well as Bob. Should we get on with it?
Yeah, let's go on with it.
Yeah, go ahead. Use that Booyah stick and get that red one down.
The red one?
Well, I think it's more colorful for today. All right. Now, whoa, be careful. So this is how you do it. Supine. And, you can do these at home. Balls are not very expensive. You can get it for $20, and you'll use them for other things, too. But here we go. This motion right here, just a gentle warm-up for your hips and knees, but it is working your hamstrings.
And his butt is staying down. You're pushing the heels into the ball, right?
Yeah, if I push down, now my hamstrings are kicking in. It's really isolating.
Yeah, you can start by not pushing down is what you're saying, and move into pushing down.
So right here, when I push down in that ball, hamstrings. It's all I could just feel my hamstrings working right now. So very good. So
you know what I like about the ball too, Brad, by the way, is that it will remind you to do your exercises. When it's sitting in the corner there, every time you go by, it's saying, use me.
Right, there you go. And if you got kids, they like to play the too.
Yeah, they do. Exactly.
Okay. So now I'm assuming that, we're not doing any rehab here. We're trying to get some good hamstring strengthening. You're healthy. So you're going to lift your butt up. And you can see by the lines on my pants, we want to keep a nice square or straight body. And this is quite a bit more difficult than what I was doing. Now I'm going to...
Yeah, he makes this look easy. This is not easy to do. What you're going to find out, it's funny because I just had a patient doing this, and he's just shaking all over the place like this. It's very difficult to start off with.
And that's the other beauty of the ball. You're not just doing hamstrings, but my core is working. A little bit of balance as well because it's an unstable surface.
Right.
So, you're going to work, 10 to 15 of these, and then you'll take a break and do 3 sets of 10. That's what I do.
That's a good starting point.
Yeah, I do these 3 days a week. Then if these get too easy, then what you're going to do is say, you want to isolate to one leg. I'm going to take my left leg, cross over. Now my right leg is doing the majority of the work. The left one's helping, and you can switch and then, work on each leg. And when that gets too easy...
That is significantly harder.
Right. And this next one, if you lift up one leg, keep it up and work it here.
Now you're going to be in the challenge arena here.
Yeah. And, for those real stud muffins out there and highly qualified athletes, you can put a plate or a weight on your belly here and hold on to that and really work it. I don't do that. But, they're out there, believe me.
I think the question is, who uses the term stud muffin yet? But
Bob, why, Bob? Why? You're stepping on my cupcakes.
Somebody
Whoa.
just threw a snowball at us. Another one. They're coming in.
That's when
Look at this.
When you're in a therapy department, this kind of stuff happens.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's get on to some serious talk here, Bob. People get
I
mad
got
when we
'em.
do this. Okay, just ignore them. So hamstrings, if you want to strengthen a hamstring so that you minimize risk for injury or pulled muscle in the future when you're out doing your activity or your sport, you want to do eccentric strengthening. So the way I like to do it on the ball is...
Eccentric strengthening is strengthening while the muscle lengthens.
Right.
Not shortens. Now, right here, he just shortened the muscle.
Right.
Now, as he goes the other way, it's going to lengthen the muscle.
So I'm going to come up with both legs so it's not so hard. Now I'm going to do my right leg eccentric. I'm going to let it down slow and with good control. So there's one. And there's two. Now I'm not going to...
What you could do, Brad, is you could keep your butt down and roll it this way.
Yep.
And now lift up.
There you go.
And so then it would just be almost complete eccentric strengthening.
There you go. Yep, that's another option. Good.
Yeah.
And you can do it with two legs or
one leg,
depending
right.
on how aggressive you want to get with the strengthening. And you'll definitely feel a difference when you work it that way, especially slow with control. Makes a big difference.
It's good after you've injured. Did you say after you injured or you to prevent an injury, but it's good after you've injured to help recover.
Right, for rehab when you get,
yeah.
I mean, you're getting pretty close to getting back to sport at that point. So yeah, good point, Bob. So now we want to go to the next avenue of strengthening, and that's with weight bearing.
Okay. Do you want me to start, Brad, or what are you going to do?
Well, no, I was going to just start with start with the easier ones. Now, again, we're considering we're at home. We don't have all the equipment, benches and weights and slide rails and this, that, and the other thing. So a very beginner start with hamstring strengthening is if you just do a squat and down. It's because the hamstring is working as we flex the hip like we talked about before.
It's an extender of the hip.
Right.
It's working.
And if you just go down partially, it's mostly quad. You need to get deeper before the hamstrings kick in, okay? And the other thing is you don't want to do this because some people, I have patients, I'll have them do squats, and oftentimes they'll throw the mechanics off. So if someone's a weightlifter or whatever, they understand this. But
you also don't want your knee as much as possible. You really want to keep it back, Brad, right?
Right.
I mean, behind the toe.
Sure. And that's something that takes a little practice.
Yeah, it does.
You really have to think about it.
But that'll get more hamstring than quad if you stay back a little further.
And if you're a beginner and you have a problem with that, just put a chair in front of you or hold on to the cupboard here, and it becomes
make it easier.
Much easier.
It's not even with the cupboard because you can grab under the counter.
Yep.
Pull.
Yep.
I mean,
if you got some parallel bars, it's easier yet, but most people don't have those. Okay. Now, to get a little more aggressive, when you can do 3 sets of 10 like that, and you want to really work the hamstring muscle more, get a taller stool. If you just work on your stairway or a stool that's just tall, it's not going to be effective. You're going to be working mostly
You can do your
quads.
stairs. You just go up 2 stairs probably.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So you'll go up to the second step or get a stool like this. So I'm here. You want to get your femur so it's about parallel with the floor. Okay? Again, we're not going to do this because when I do this, that's going to work my quad more.
The other thing you want parallel is this bone right here, the tibia. Not parallel, vertical.
Vertical, plumb, whatever you want to call it. Yep.
Now that's difficult to do.
Yep. And that's why I'm using the Boya stick or use a balancing stick because it's going to help a little bit, but it's going to help me keep better mechanics.
Form, right.
Yep. So that I'm not going to do this to maintain balance, but I use just a little bit. I've just got my fingertips, thumb and my pointer finger working.
This isn't going to be completely vertical, I should say. I don't want you going past the toe.
Yeah, we don't want to get this kind of thing, So work that up and down.
Again, if you're in the stair, you can grab onto both, handrails.
There you go.
Instead of the Booyah stick.
Right.
So.
Yep. And again, I'm going to stick with 3 sets of 10. You're going to get stronger. If you want some hypertrophy, it's going to work that as well. You're going to feel quadriceps working on this a fair amount as too, but you're getting that hamstring. It's a closed chain. It's a functional movement. And then Bob's one of his favorite way to work his hamstrings. He's talking about this many times, getting sore hamstring muscles.
So it's the kettlebell. And actually, Brad, I saw they had an EMG study and they had like 10 exercises they looked at.
Yep.
this was #1 for strengthening exercise. That's where I first became interested in it.
For the hamstring? All right.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So, you know, what they teach you to do a kettlebell swing is what I'm going to do.
Yep.
Is they teach you to go down like this and actually have the back completely flat.
Yep.
Completely parallel
horizontal,
to the floor.
yep.
Yeah, horizontal. And I don't like that. I just think that's too hard on the back. I just keep it straight up and down like this and keep it in a really good posture.
Right, nice posture. Look at that, nice and straight.
And believe me, you feel it on your hamstrings, yeah. Because if I do this 2 days in a row, I almost worried that I'm going to tear my hamstrings.
Sure,
it's so sore.
Right. What do you use? A 5-pound kettlebell?
I use a 50-pounder.
Oh,
now,
50 pounds. Sorry, Bob.
Bradley. So you know you want to make sure your knees aren't in like this or out like this. Always lined up nice and well, and you know you go straight down like this. So again, my knees are not going past the toes, and I'm keeping my head up. I'm keeping my back straight, and then you're using your hips to thrust forward. You're not lifting the bell like this, the kettlebell. You're actually thrusting like this.
The power comes from the hips.
Yep. And you actually can squeeze your buttocks together.
Yep.
And so you get a little butt action there too, but that'll really work the hamstrings. And you know, I actually do a set of like 15, which is maybe a little too many.
Well, you're getting a little endurance, and that's just fine.
And it works your core, and it's really good for your back too. I just think it's a great functional activity.
Yep,
so
it is. So once again, Bob, you know, we're not just doing the hamstring. We're working, you know, associated muscles with it to get you stronger, prevent injuries, and you know, like I normally say, get you strong like bull. So we're going to raise the bar on just a few more things.
All right. Thanks a lot for watching.